Hello, this is Ron Brown. It is October 11th, 2019. I'm going to do a series of videos on the scans that I've been working on and creating for the past couple of years. I am pretty well organized now, so rather than trying to document these with written documentation, which would be impossible, I'm just going to make short videos about my end of day and intraday stock scans. As you can see, there are several of them here, and I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to post them as I get them ready. These videos will be posted to YouTube, and there will be a playlist of these warehouse views and scans in a sequential order, and that way if I update something I can just replace that video within the playlist. I'm going to start up here. First of all, I'm in folder number 4, and by the way, if you want these files, this is my complete file set. You can join my insider club. You can go to highgrowthstock.com and click on the order link, and you can join the club. It's only $200 a year, and I do at least one webinar per month, sometimes two. And also I update data daily, and that's something that I'll get into later to show what I keep current. You can also join for $25 a month if you want to try it out. That way you can get the files and try them, but it's well worth it, and I think you'll see that as I go through this process. The title of this folder is End of Day or EOD and Intraday Stock Scans. What I've done over the past several months or weeks is I have combined both the end of day and the intraday in the same sequence. Previously I had two separate files. I had end of day and intraday. That just did not work well. And I finally figured out that this is a much better way to do it. So this video is going to concentrate on the scorecard. Now, if you look at the first folder, it says scorecard stocks up and down, end of day and intraday. So as of last night, after the update, I clicked on folder number 1. This is stocks in groups. These are assigned to groups that are up for the day, and you can see up here, if you look at the top, that there were 2,013 stocks. Now today is a very strong day in the market because according to Trump, the talks with the Chinese are going very well. We'll see. But anyway, the point is, whatever the market's doing, that's what you have to go with at the time. So let's remember this number, 2013. Now stocks in groups up intraday to day, the same filter, but these have to be up today, intraday, and you can see that there are 2,861. So today is a lot stronger than the close was yesterday. Comparing those numbers again, 2013 to 2,861. Now, I can do the same thing with stocks in groups down, end of day. There were 1123 at the close of the market yesterday, and today there are only 304. So in a way, just with these 4 scans, I can get a feel for the strength of the market. Now, for those of you who are new to HGSI or considering getting involved with HGSI, I need to point out a few things. This is what's called the warehouse view. This is a quick pick, so I can quickly pick the views and filters that I want to use. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click on stocks and groups up, intraday to day. Now this data, the intraday data, is being provided by Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. If you have TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim, and if you don't, you should, because you can download the software and install it. You don't even have to fund an account, but since they've gone to zero commissions this past week, there's no reason not to have an account there. So let's see how this is put together. Here is a filter. Here is what we call the combo ranking. The filters, very simple filter. It's just looking for stocks that are up to date, and they're common stocks. And the group rank equals 0 means that they're assigned to a group. It's an extremely simple filter. But what drives these stocks to the top of the list? Well, what drives them are these fields which are contained in the combo ranking. Now, the combo ranking is a powerful portion of this because I can go into HGSI and select fields and assign weights to them. So what I'm looking for is the intraday range of the candle. If it's up near the top, I want it to show right here. You can see the intraday range, 98.96. I want it to be driven to the top. Same thing for the percentage price change. Aaron's is up 7.51% today. And also, I want the volume compared to the 90-day moving average volume to be above normal. And if you look over here, it's 233.5%. So you can see that the combo rank is doing its job. Now, I'm not going to come back and explain these filters and combo ranks on all of these views. I just want you to know how this works. So when I sort on the raw combo rank, the stocks that best fit the criteria which I just showed you in my combo rank, which is called strong momentum, intraday, effort versus result, they will come to the top of the list. It is simple as that. So out of these 2,861 securities, the ones that are the best fit for the combo are at the top of the list. If I click over here on this area and go to the bottom, this stock is up, but it is the stock which fits the least. You can see it's only up 0.04. It's at the bottom of its trading range, and its volume is very low. So the combo is a very powerful factor when it comes to scanning for stocks. If you wanted to, this is really the only view that you need, but as you'll see as I go through these views, there are some very powerful filters and views which they all have a purpose. Currently I have this on manual update under the intraday. You have intraday options, and I have selected manual because I am trying to keep the videos from slowing down if it updates automatically every 5 minutes. So I am just going to update intraday now, and you can see that it takes less than a minute with Thinkorswim running in the background to update all of the stocks in the database. It's very, very fast. I'll just let it finish so you can see how quickly it does go through this. If it's set on automatic to update every 5 minutes, it'll just go through this process automatically and keep the program current. I'm just going to let it finish just to show you how long it takes here. Okay, that's it. Once it gets to Zynga, that is all there is to it. Now notice my screen has changed because I have this set up the way that I want to illustrate some things. I use a program called Max2 where I can lay out different views for prospecting and for illustration purposes. This is not the view that I use for prospecting, but I think it's a good way to show you what's going on. So this is my warehouse view. If you look up here, I've decided to put the ranking module in here. And when I click through to the ranking module, what happens? I'm in all securities. I can rank these 2,858 securities down here in the ranking module, and I can do it on various time frames. Currently, I'm using Wilder Relative Strength, 14 weeks, for a longer term relative strength, but I also use percent change 1 week and comparative to relative strength to the SPX for 2 weeks. I'll just cancel this, leave it on Wilder for now. And if I hit my home key, it takes me to the top. So let's see what's going on here. So there is a pharma stock at the top of the list, RETA. I'm going to make this larger here. This column right here, it's kind of hidden. It's intraday last. Let me click on this raw combo again and notice how the combo drives RETA to the top. So it's a $92.71 stock right now. Its change today is 7.83%, trading at 100% of its daily range. This is the gain from the open to the last, so that tells me that it gapped up. And look at the volume. It is running 170% above normal. Trades 250,000 shares on average. It's a specialty pharma stock. So if I bring this back, click on this, here is RETA, RETA. If I click through to the ranking module, I can see that over the 14-week periods, it has not been a strong stock compared to the other 2,858 stocks in the database. You can see that it is a very loose chart, but it's making a major move, or it has made the past 2 days in particular, but it started coming off the bottom down here. Now, would I treat a stock like this? More than likely not. Why? Because it's too loose, it's too volatile. If you hit it just right, yeah, you can make a lot of money. But anyway, that's beside the point. What I want to point out here is why it is at the top of the list. And I just went through that briefly because it is the best fit. Let's look at the second one. This is a REIT trading over 2 million shares, Tanger Factory Outlet. I'll double click on that, bring the chart up, and you can see that this stock has been in a downtrend. There have been some solid VPA flags here. It came back down. It's managed to form a higher low, and it's got an effort to rise today. Now the chart I am using is my price and volume daily chart. What this does is it gives me a quick read of what has happened intraday with a stock like this. Or I should say with this particular stock. And even though it was going down, see that it's been under accumulation here with these VPA flags. There is a effort to rise today. Now the VPA flags are not complete until the day is over, but you can see this is a projected volume. If it holds here, that means that there is a lot of demand for this stock today when you account for what the candle's doing and what the volume's doing. I'm going to put this back in its window. Let's see where this stock has been on the ranking module. You can see it's clear down at 1,460 on the Wilder 14 week. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to double click on Taylor Morrison Home Corporation, and you can see that this is the top ranked stock based upon a Wilder, and it also is a much tighter stock. Now if I click through to the warehouse, you can see that it's down at number 2040 today. It's up today, but it is not overly impressive. You can see that it's trading at 52.17% of its intraday range, volumes above normal, but it is not one of the leading stocks. Still, this is a beautiful trend with a series of higher highs and higher lows. Home builders have been very strong for several days. In fact, if you look here, here's another home builder. Here's another home builder. I believe this is a home builder here. Yes, it is. And you can see that these are all strong charts. So what do we have here? We have a short-term strength up here in the warehouse. We have longer-term strength, the way I have it set up right now. And then I have a chart with information that is relevant to the stock. This is revenue and earnings information. Here is earnings per share, rank, relative strength rank, group rank. The combination number for all of these, we call it ERG, accumulation distribution, AD velocity, O score, which I really don't use anymore. But here's the current quarter estimate of 87 cents, and the earnings are coming out on October 30th. The next quarter are projected to be after the current quarter, which is coming out soon. The following quarter is projected to be up 25.74%. There is a lot more information in here on this panel. This is a dividend panel. This tells about the business. If you just flip through these, you will see that there is a lot of information out here, or contained within this panel. Now I want to point something out. I am working in all securities, but if you're only interested in a certain segment of the market, let's say you're interested in the NASDAQ 100, you can certainly just limit your prospecting to this group. And you can see that I clicked from the warehouse down to the ranking module, and this tells me, or only shows me, NASDAQ 100 stocks. And out of these stocks, you can see that stocks and groups up intraday, 98 are up, and only 4 are down. So you get a quick read on the strength of any group of stocks. It looks like JD.com is leading the way out of this group based upon the combo, up 5.86%, trading near the top of its range. It gapped open, and volume is running about 100% above normal. So if I bring this chart up, this is another loose, ugly chart, but you can see that money is flowing into this today. It's a Chinese company, and since the negotiations are supposedly going well with China, you would expect money to flow into this stock today, and I imagine it's the same thing for BABA, B-A-B-A. You can see that it gapped up also. If I click through to the warehouse, it reverts back to all securities because it is not in my top 100, or I should say the NASDAQ 100. I'm back in the NASDAQ 100, and you can see that Bob is not contained in there. I was just making a point that Chinese stocks are going to be strong today. Let's take a look here and see if there are any other e-commerce discretionary in here. All you have to do is right mouse click, change to the industry group, and it doesn't limit you to the NASDAQ 100. You can see that Alibaba is in here in this group. It's number 2. I just right mouse clicked and went down to this group, so you can see quickly where the strength is, and you can look for some candidates here. So let's resize this. I've looked at these two. Let's look at number 3, Revolve Group. Daily chart, clearly in a downtrend. It's making a move today, but you can quickly flip through these charts. You can see there's a lot of beaten down stocks in this e-commerce group, and many of them are IPOs. Notice that a chart like this doesn't have any VPA flags, and the reason for that is we need 120 days of information before they start generating, or before flags are generated on a chart. But that's not to say that you certainly can't read candles and look for demand and supply based upon the candle itself and the volume. And you can see that after this sell-off, it based here and started working its way higher. Very little information about this stock. Okay, it's based in San Francisco. It's an online retailer. Okay, I'm going to go down here. Here's NVIDIA. This is a well-known name. I'll click through to the warehouse. Let's see what NVIDIA is doing today. It's up 2.68%. I'll just go over here to the chart. And it's trading at 52.70% of its daily range. You can see that it's off its high. I'll zoom in on this so we can see it better. The group is moving up. It has gapped up into this area. As far as resistance, let's take a look at the weekly chart. You can see that there is a lot of resistance over in this area. But for now, this stock has been on the move recently. It had an upgrade, went up here, then a shakeout. These stocks can be extremely dangerous, and they aren't for people who are skittish about holding them. Now this video went over 21 minutes. Videos in the future in this series will not. I just wanted to get you acquainted with the layout. I'm going to continue to use this layout for the most part, just so I can tie everything together. The warehouse, the ranking module, and also the charting module, and point things out as I go along.